about Disney life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. The next movie we will be talking about is Peter Pan, which came out in 1953. So let's get to know the cast who helped make this movie possible. Bobby Driscoll as Peter Pan, Catherine Beaumont as Wendy, Hans Conried was Captain Hook and George Darling. Bill Thompson was Mr. Smee and also some of the voices on Captain Hook's pirate crew. Heather Angel was Mary Darling. Paul Collins was John. Tommy Lusk was Michael. Candy Candido was the chief. Stuffy Singh was Slightly, that's the lost boy in the fox costume. Johnny McGovern was the twins, the boys in the raccoon costumes. Robert Ellis was Cubby, the lost boy in the bear costume. Jeffrey Silver was Nibs, the one in the rabbit costume. June Foray was the squaw woman. Connie Hilton, Karen Keister, and Margaret Carey were the mermaids. And Tom Conway was the narrator. Now, as we all know, Toodles, one of the Lost Boys, that's the one in the skunk costume, and Tinkerbell have no voice. They are mute characters, so there's nobody playing those characters vocally for this movie. Now we get down to the facts all about the boy who did not want to grow up, and let's head off to Neverland. Number 1, how Disney got to Neverland. In 1935, Disney wanted to make a movie based on J.M. Barrie's play Peter Pan. In April of 1937, Roy O. Disney, that's Walt Disney's brother, he went to London to get the rights from the Great Ormond Street Hospital for Sick Children, who were the copyrights owner. But the rights were already given to Paramount Pictures. Disney bought the film rights from Paramount in October of 1938, and in January of 1939, he signed a contract with the hospital. Number 2, original story ideas for Peter Pan. Walt started to put ideas for the movie together in 1939. An original idea that Disney had for Peter Pan was that he wanted to start off the movie by telling Peter Pan's backstory based on Barrie's 1906 book, Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens. However, Walt Disney just wanted to jump right into and just tell the story like we have right now that's seen in the video. Disney also considered opening the movie in Neverland with Peter coming to Wendy's house to kidnap her as a mom for the Lost Boys. However, that idea seemed a little dark for a children's movie, so Disney went right back to Barrie's original play. Number 3, a Peter Pan living in the past. In 1940, Disney contacted Maud Adams, who played Peter Pan during a touring of the play Peter Pan when Disney saw it in Missouri at the Cater Opera House in 1913. Maud was retired and was teaching drama at Stevens College. Disney told Maud Adams of his plans of making the play into a movie and asked her to look at an early version that the studio made for her approval. She said no to Disney's request. The reasons for Maud Adams to turn down Walt Disney's request was that she created Peter Pan on the stage with blood, sweat, and tears, and she felt that anybody else who portrayed Peter Pan would just be a ghost to her. So I guess there's a diss to Mary Martin, who did Peter Pan for television, and a lot of people will remember the Mary Martin version of Peter Pan. Number 4, live action filming. Margaret Carey got a call to audition for the live action model for Tinkerbell, and she got it. She said the way that she was able to make Tinkerbell fly is that she had to hold out her arms and pretend that she was flying through all the scenes that required Tinkerbell to fly. She was also a live actor model for one of the mermaids along with Connie Hilton and June Foray. Disney was looking for a live actor for Peter Pan, and Margaret mentioned her dancing teacher, Roland Dupree, and that's how he got the role. Roland gave visual reference for the flying and for the action scenes for Peter Pan. Bobby Driscoll was also the live actor model for Peter Pan since he voiced Peter Pan in the movie, just for mostly close-ups of Peter's face in some scenes. Catherine Beaumont was Wendy's live action model because she was the voice of Wendy in the movie. Hans Conried was the live actor for Captain Hook for 2.5 years because he voiced Captain Hook, but he only spent a few days doing the dialogue and the scenes for Captain Hook. Number 5, the release. Peter Pan was released in theaters on February 5th, 1953. It was released as a double feature with the true life adventures documentary Short Bear Country. It was re-released in theaters in 1958, 1969, 1976, and 1989. And it had a special re-release at the Philadelphia Film Festival in 2003. It also played a limited time in select Cinemark theaters from February 16th to February 18th in 2013. Number 6, the box office. During its first release, the movie made $6 million in distributor rentals from the US and Canada and $2.6 million internationally. The film has a lifetime domestic gross of $87.4 million, and this movie has a lifetime gross of $427.5 million. Number 7, some awards. Peter Pan was nominated for Best Youth DVD at the 2007 Satellite Awards, but it lost to Ratatouille. In 1953, it was nominated for the grand prize at the festival in the 1953 Cannes Film Festival, but it lost to The Wages of Fear. Number 8, Peter Pan and a Legacy. There is a musical called Disney's Peter Pan Jr. It's a 1-hour-long children's musical based on the Peter Pan movie. It became available for schools and children's theater productions in 2013. There was also a TV series on Disney Junior called Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Basically, the storyline is, from what I found out, Peter Pan left his own crew of young pirates to look after Neverland to stop Captain Hook and his schemes. So Captain Hook and Mr. Smee are in every single episode along with the new pirates. TikTok Croc is also a reoccurring character. That's how we found out that the crocodile who ate Captain Hook's hand has a name. It's called TikTok Croc because he swallowed the alarm clock. There are also a few specials with Jake and the Neverland Pirates that have Peter, Tinkerbell, Wendy, John, and Michael guest starring in those episodes. Number 9, the Peter Pan's Ride. There is a ride at all of the Disney parks where you hop into, this is how it is at Disney World. That's the only ride that I've been on at Disney World for Peter Pan. You hop on a ship, you travel through the skies of London, and then you head off to Neverland. You're basically just looking down over the scenery, and it has key points from the movie in the ride. Disneyland opened Peter Pan's Flight on July 17th, 1955. It opened at Disney World at Magic Kingdom on October 3rd, 1971. It opened at Tokyo Disneyland on April 15th, 1983. It opened at Disneyland Paris on April 12th, 1992. It opened at Shanghai Disneyland on June 16th, 2016. The rides at all the parks have been upgraded over the years with stuff removed, stuff added, new gags, new features, and stuff like that. Number 10, where can we find the characters of Peter Pan? You be patient with me. Again, like for Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland, this list is a little bit long, so we will go through park by park, and I'm only doing where are they currently at each of the Disney parks. I'm not doing past appearances because that doesn't really matter in my opinion, because I'm sure you just want to know where are they currently if you're planning any trips in the future. So first off, Disneyland, California. Peter has his own segment in Fantasmic battling Captain Hook. Wendy is also in Fantasmic helping Peter battling Captain Hook. Mr. Smee is also in Fantasmic as he shouts quotes from the movie. An animatronic of John can be seen in the Peter Pan themed enchanted window display on Main Street, USA. Michael also has an animatronic of him in Peter Pan's enchanted window display on Main Street, USA. Nana, can you believe that you can actually see a representation of Nana at a Disney park? Nana appears in the Peter Pan enchanted window display on Main Street, USA. Tinkerbell has meet and greets in Pixie Hollow. Tinkerbell is also found at Disney California Adventure as she kicks off the World of Color during the introduction. And she also appears with Peter in Mickey's Sensational Parade and also in Soarin' Around the World above Disneyland. Next park, Walt Disney World. Peter appears in Mickey's Filler Magic during the You Can Fly segment. He appears during Once Upon a Time at Magic Kingdom. Captain Hook is in the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. He is also in the Festival of Fantasy Parade riding the anchor of the Jolly Roger. And Captain Hook has a topiary at Epcot during the Spring Festival at Epcot. Smee is in the Festival of Fantasy Parade and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. The Lost Boys. Can you believe it? You can see the Lost Boys. However, the Lost Boys are a very rare occurrence. They're very rare characters to meet, but you can have meet and greets with them, but I've mostly seen the Lost Boys during Halloween, especially in Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Parade Boo to You. Nibs, one of the Lost Boys, he has his own spell card called Nibs Neverland Assault at the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom attraction. Tinkerbell has her own spell card at Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom attraction called Tinkerbell's Pixie Dust. She also appears in the Festival of Fantasy Parade. She is available for meet and greets in Town Square Theater on Main Street, USA. She is in Fantasmic when Mickey summons her to fix the water after all the villains have been defeated. She also appears in Soarin' Around the World Above Epcot. An animatronic of TikTok Croc is seen in the Peter Pan unit at the Festival of Fantasy Parade. Next park, Tokyo Disney Resort. Peter Pan appears during a segment of Once Upon a Time taking the Darling kids on a flight through London. Wendy sometimes can be found at Fantasyland for meet and greets. Captain Hook appears in a segment with Peter in One Man's Dream 2, The Magic Lives On with a Sword Battle. He also appears in the Mediterranean Harbor seasonal show, Villain's World. Mr. Smee appears as Hook's sidekick in One Man's Dream 2, The Magic Lives On, and he makes appearances in the World Bazaar. Mr. Smee, along with Hook, are in the Disney Sea Harbor show, Villain's World during Halloween. And TikTok Croc appears at the end of the Peter segment of One Man's Dream 2, The Magic Lives On, and he chases Hook and Smee away. Next park, Disneyland Paris. Peter is the lead character in the nighttime spectacular Disney Dreams with Wendy. Captain Hook is in Disney Dreams as the main villain trying to capture Peter Pan's shadow. In Fantasyland, Captain Hook is available for meet and greets. Mr. Smee can also be found in Adventureland and Fantasyland. John is a rare character to meet, but he recently returned for a limited time for meet and greets after park hours. As for the Lost Boys, young guests played the role of the Lost Boys in the interactive show Peter Pan to the Rescue. In Disney Dreams, Peter calls Tinkerbell for help restoring the released magic to the second star to the right. TikTok Croc appears in Disney Dreams as Hook is trying to feed TikTok Croc Peter Pan's shadow for him to eat. Peter Pan's shadow is the key character in Disney Dreams, where he unleashes some of the magic from the second star to the right. Next park, Hong Kong Disneyland. There have only been past appearances for Peter Pan characters at Hong Kong Disney. There are no recent updates as to where we can find Peter Pan or any of the other characters. But let me know if that changed, because it might be different information. Next park, Shanghai Disneyland. Hook is available for meet and greets in Fantasyland, and he is also on the final float of Mickey's Storybook Express. That's it for all the Disney parks. Now let's go on to the water base with the Disney cruise lines. Peter is one of the main stars in this show, Dreams. He's also featured in the show Believe. Peter and Captain Hook serve as the characters for the Disney Treasure, with Peter having spilt yellow paint on Hook while working on painting the ship's logo. Captain Hook appears with his crew in Mickey's Pirates in the Caribbean. Captain Hook appears in Villains Tonight, helping Hades level up his evil meter, and he has his own segment. Captain Hook appears during Hot Talk starring Jafar and Iago in the finale of that show. Mr. Smee is seen during Hook's segment in Villains Tonight. Mr. Smee and Captain Hook are also seen during Jafar and Iago's performance of Wind Beneath My Wings. Mr. Smee is also seen during the final song of the show. During Mickey's Pirates in the Caribbean, Mr. Smee breaks into the captain's quarters where he holds the ship's crew captive. And Mr. Smee is also available for meet and greets on certain ships. And that is it for Peter Pan. If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.